What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 74 of the Good Point Bro podcast. My name is Kate, and this is my little bro Cam.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, baby. 74 episodes in. We're waiting for episode 81. You'll find out why when the time comes.
83.
Yep, that's right. That's what I meant.
Still got 9 to go. It's about.
All right. You want to get straight into it?
Yeah, let's go.
And
What else do we do? We
know
go
I'm
straight into it every single time.
You know I'm starting?
Dak?
Yeah, let's start.
Or I know you don't want to start with that Dolphins disaster.
No, let's start with
that's
MVP.
brutal.
Let's start with NFL MVP.
Yeah, the MVP of the NFL is Dak Prescott. My man is 28-6. The Dallas Cowboys are leading arguably the best division in the NFC at 10-3, and they just come off blowing out the Eagles.
And they got blown out by my MVP, Brock Purdy. And I'll tell you this. First of all,
that was
let's not bring up stats.
Ago?
Let's not. No,
That
it was not 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was.
Whatever.
It was 2 months ago, October. It was like October 8th.
Let's not bring up stats. The stats to me are all washed. Look at their stats. I mean, Dak leads in touchdowns, and Brock Purdy leads in QBR. Like, it's a wash. It's basically the same stats, similar yards.
Who has better weapons?
That's where I was about to go. So people go to weapons next, right? Now, when you look at how good weapons are, that people always go to the stat yards after catch, don't they? Yards after catch. Which the 49ers are number 6 in the NFL in yards after catch. But do you know who's first in the NFL in yards after catch?
CeeDee Lamb? Tony
No.
Pollard?
No. The Chiefs. The Chiefs, who every person in America right now is saying has the worst wide receiver core in the NFL. It's the Chiefs. You know why? Because a little bit of yards after catch is where the QB's throwing, and what position he's throwing, what player on the field he's throwing to. And I think Brock Purdy actually has a lot to do with the yards after catch.
Tua's got to be top 5.
I think he's 3.
Yeah.
Or, well, the Dolphins specifically are 3.
But the Cowboys' offense is different than that. Like, the 49ers' offense is more, let's give it to playmakers and let them go. That's why I think Dak's MVP, because I think the Cowboys' success is more predicated on Dak than Brock Purdy, and he has better stats. You can good point bro me for that.
He does not have better stats.
Yes, he does.
They have basically the same
28-6 to 27-8.
Same yards,
Same
better QBR
record.
for Purdy, and QBR is like the main quarterback stat. It's every stat into one rating. You cannot say that.
Okay, can you at least admit this, that the Cowboys'
good point for
success... The Cowboys' success is more predicated on Dak Prescott than the 49ers on Brock Purdy. And the games that it's come down to Brock Purdy, like that Cleveland Browns game 5 or 6 weeks ago, Brock Purdy did not come through. He has Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle.
How did he come through against the Eagles?
Who?
Brock Purdy.
Oh, that was
He
just a
went
blowout.
insane.
No, I know. But I'm saying, like, Dak has just been that guy this year. He is the MVP. He has took the Cowboys to another level by playing like he is.
This is the level the Cowboys always are. They'll end up with
they'll
end up with 12 wins. They'll end up with 12 wins. They'll not win their division because the Eagles will. They'll have to play in a wild card game in which they win because they're playing the worst wild card team, and then they'll lose in the next round.
You don't think
I've watched this movie. I've watched it before.
You don't think that this Cowboys team is different? This Cowboys team is different than last year.
Every
100%.
year the Cowboys team is different.
Because the difference is Dak. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The difference is Dak Prescott balling the way he is. He is the MVP. How can you not see that? He threw 23 touchdowns, 15 picks last year. This year he's 28-6. If he plays like this, they're probably the best team in the NFC.
I disagree completely. I'm trying to see.
I'm saying that the difference is Dak Prescott, and the 49ers will most likely be in this position regardless who's QB because their playmakers are that elite. If you can just get them the ball efficiently like Brock Purdy does, give credit where credit is due, then they're going to be successful. But Dak Prescott is the main reason why the Cowboys are who the Cowboys are right now. And that's
not the main reason.
Yes, then what is then?
How is he not? They're always this team.
No, I said the main reason, bro. Bro, put down those stupid stats and talk.
I'm looking at how
I beat you.
I'm looking at how.
Hey, by the way, before the show, he was like, "Dude, once I tell you this stat, bro, you're not gonna be able to combat what I'm saying."
No, I said I didn't.
I literally have won this argument.
No, you didn't.
I have because Dak Prescott is the reason why the Cowboys are at the next level.
Okay,
Brock Purdy just has to get it to playmakers who get yards after catch because he's got McCaffrey, Deebo, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk. My man is loaded.
I mean, let's go to yards after catch leaders. Number 8, CeeDee Lamb.
Where's McCaffrey?
Deebo Samuel 7. And then George Kittle's 19th. Like, I mean, what do you mean, bro? Like, they have the same guy.
You don't think that he has better
Deebo Samuel has 456 yards after catch. CeeDee Lamb has 452.
You don't think that he has better weapons?
I didn't say that. I'm saying I didn't say that.
Why is he the MVP over Dak Prescott is my only question. How?
They beat the Cowboys twice.
No, they beat him once this year.
They're about to beat him a second time.
Okay. Yeah, that's not happening at home. The Cowboys are getting their freaking revenge.
It is happening.
Dak Prescott is 28-6. The Cowboys are leading the division. They just blew out the Eagles, and he is the main reason why they're the most successful team right now.
I'm trying to explain to you. This is a rerun of the same movie over and
not.
over.
I've
watched this Cowboys season 7 times before. Every year there's people like you in my ear going, this is the Cowboys year. I said this last year. This is the Cowboys year. There's a whole clip of it. And guess what? They're going to do exactly what I said. They're going to barely lose their division to the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to play a wild card team that sucks. They're going to win that game. And then they're going to lose in the next round. I've watched it. And they're probably going to lose to the 49ers.
You ready for this?
No.
You know what the difference is? Dak's stats last year, 23 touchdowns, 15 picks. Dak's stats this year, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks. He is the reason why they're having this success, and that's why he's the MVP. Dak is the difference. Brock Purdy is not. You know what the MVP stands for? Most valuable player.
All right, in 2021, Dak Prescott had 4,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. What happened to them in the playoffs?
Yeah, because they weren't as good of a team.
What happened to them in the playoffs?
They weren't as good as a team. They have a freaking squad right now.
All right, what about in 2019? He had 4,900 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. What happened in the playoffs?
I'm saying that
what happened in the playoffs?
They are not the same team. When have the 49ers haven't done jack?
Brock Purdy has won like 2 losses. What is he?
He has 1 playoff win.
He has 3 losses in the regular season. 3.
Yeah, because of his team.
And
ever since the McCaffrey trade, that's when they've exploded offensively.
And he has 1 playoff win over who?
He's not even the MVP of his own team. I didn't even realize that. It's Christian McCaffrey.
That's not true.
He's not even the MVP of his own team. If you have to question who's the most valuable player on their own team, hey, how about we pull up stats about how McCaffrey has changed their team? They haven't.
It's the same timeline.
No.
Purdy was 8-0 last year.
Yeah, so I give more of that credit to McCaffrey because he has made their offense so much more dynamic. He's had only one game. Hold on. He's had only 1 game since he was traded there that he hasn't had a touchdown. It is not Brock Purdy. It is the weapons around him.
He's missed games this year, and you know what they did in those games? Won.
No, they didn't. They lost to them. They lost to the Browns when they had all those players injured. And it was up to Brock Purdy. He had like 3 picks that game.
He's missed more than 1 game, dude. They have a winning record without him.
I know, but I'm talking about the Browns.
He has a winning record without him.
Bro.
And what happened when they didn't have Brock Purdy in the playoffs? They got blown out.
They had their 3rd string against the freaking Philadelphia Eagles at peak strength. At Philadelphia.
The argument isn't who has better weapons. Dude. The argument is MVP.
Yeah, most valuable player. But take off Brock Purdy off the 49ers. Where are they? And take off Dak off the Cowboys.
Where are they? They won 4 games the year before Brock Purdy.
Dak, yeah, they were because
with
they were what,
Jimmy Garoppolo. No, they were like 4-13.
No. What? What are you saying right now?
Okay, you obviously don't know the 49ers.
No, I'm talking. No, go to that year. The record that year. They were 5-3, and they just come off smoking the Dolphins.
No, I'm talking about the year before.
No, I don't care about the year before. Do it the year that he was actually traded. Or Jimmy was. Or, no, went down with his leg injury.
2022?
Yeah.
2021. I know that he was undefeated. Brock Purdy was.
And no, the 49ers weren't 4-13. They beat the Cowboys 2 straight years.
They were 4-4. And then he won every single game the rest of the season.
All right, what was the record the year before? Because you completely botched that because they beat the Cowboys.
They won 6. My bad. They won 6.
6 games?
6 and 2.
How did they make the playoffs then? Because they knocked the Cowboys out 2 straight years. The 49ers lost to the Rams in 2021 in the NFC Championship game. What are you talking about?
2020, my bad. The year before that. That was still with Jimmy G, though.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm talking about 2021. They went to the NFC Championship game.
But I'm saying you can't just put anybody in there.
Play away.
They've had the same people.
You can obviously put Jimmy G in there, and you're 1 play away from being in the Super Bowl. And Brock Purdy hasn't done that yet. So give Brock Purdy time. But this is the case for Dak Prescott. He's on a team that doesn't have as good as weapons as Brock Purdy has. He has slightly better touchdown to interception, and slightly better yards
And a
yards
worse
total
QBR.
this season. And he's the main reason for their success. He's not. If you have to argue who's the MVP of their own team, Christian McCaffrey is arguably the best player on that team. If there was a non-QB MVP award, he'd win in a landslide. So Dak is the MVP, and it's not close right now. It's not close.
That's such a joke, dude.
No.
You don't even mean that. You're just getting whatever. Dude.
No, it's not close.
What happened last year when Dak sat? What did Cooper Rush do with that team?
They went 4-1.
Yeah,
It
4-1.
all the
Yeah.
time. And Jimmy G.
Did you see the
took them
face
to
he
an
made when
N-
I said that?
And Jimmy G took them to an NFC Championship game and barely lost to the Rams, who won the Super Bowl.
Who's better, Jimmy
So
G or
get off
Cooper
me with
Rush?
that. And they didn't even
Who's
have
better, Jimmy G or Cooper Rush?
And they didn't even have Cooper Rush. What are you talking about?
Cooper Rush is who went 4-1 with the Cowboys, and not only that, people said he should just keep starting the rest of the season.
Yeah, and remember the same thing happened with Jimmy G and the Patriots? Yeah, so that happens sometimes. So hold your horses, buddy.
I don't know what that means.
I'm just saying a backup can come in and light it up sometimes.
Dude,
So what?
Did Brock Purdy not miss a game this year? I thought he missed a game, injured.
I don't know, dude, but Dak is MVP, bro. And in my opinion right now, he's the clear-cut MVP right now, this second.
Yeah, that's fine, but you just said it's not even close.
Yeah,
which is-
right now.
If you took a poll, it would be one of the closest MVP races in the last 10 years.
Nah,
You're acting like it's
I
a
think
blowout.
Dak's number one right now in Vegas.
I could have sworn he missed a game, dude. But I can't figure out what game it is.
I don't care. Let's move on. Let's go to the next topic.
Was it against the Vikings? Did he play against
Dude,
the
I
Vikings?
don't care. Let's just
Why are you
move
getting
on.
whatever now?
No, I'm just trying to speed it up because we've been on this for a while.
Whatever. I still think I won that one.
No, you did not. You did not.
I think that you're so lost.
Comment
in
down below if you think who won that
Your
argument.
your only argument is he has better weapons. But if you actually want to go to value because it's the most valuable player, it's not Dak.
It's not Dak.
No.
Who's the most valuable player on that team?
The most valuable people in the NFL are Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. It's not even close.
We're
not
talking
even
about
close.
We're talking about between.
No, we're talking about value.
Yeah,
because that's
we're talking about in the context of Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott.
There's more context than that.
You just
That's what I'm trying to
completely
explain.
changed the argument
No.
now.
it didn't.
Yeah, you did. 1,000%.
You said clear cut MVP, and you said because he's more valuable.
Then okay, the MVP race is between two people. I'm comparing them and saying that one is more valuable than the other.
I'm gonna take the
candidate.
one that blew out the
So-
other one by 4 touchdowns. That's what I'm gonna take.
Yeah, like
5
7 weeks
touchdowns.
ago, and this Cowboys team's different. And
How
Dak
is it-
Prescott is on an insane run right now.
He's having a
After
good
just
run,
blowing
but I
off-
can't negate what he did at the beginning of the year.
Pause. I just said it after just blowing off. I meant blowing out the Eagles.
Yeah, 42-10. I can't forget that.
All right, well, you're about to when the Cowboys get revenge. So let's move on.
Brock Purdy had 4 touchdowns, no picks against your defense.
Yeah, that's on the
So-
Cowboys defense, but it'll be all right because they're going to win when they go at home this year.
Listen, I don't care who. Give him the MVP. Give the Cowboys every award there is in the regular season because I know at the end they won't hoist the one that matters.
And you know who else won't either? The 49ers. Let's move on. So we can both lose because neither of them doing it. You want to talk about how the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl? We can say the same thing about the 49ers.
Facts.
They're in the same boat.
Facts.
Oh!
But who has more?
Now the
Who has more
49ers have
NFC
had their
championships?
number. Now the 49ers have
Who's had
had
the- they've
the
had their
49ers
number.
have had their number in the
They've
playoffs.
been the
but-
better player.
But
playoff
what
team.
do we
Not
remember?
even close.
Yes, but what do we
Not even
remember?
close.
What do we remember? You
NFC
gotta-
championship
You
title.
got to
That's what
put a
you
ring
remember.
on it, and they haven't done it either.
But they
So
put
if
NFC
you are the
championship
49ers
banners up.
If you have okay.
Cowboys haven't put
Good
up
for
an
you.
NFC championship banner since before I was born.
Yeah, but okay, we don't care about NFC championship
That's a
banners.
big deal.
It's about winning the Super Bowl, okay? It's not about NFC championship banners.
Well, you put up NFC championship banners.
All
for
I'm
Pat
saying
Mahomes.
is that if you're a 49ers, no.
Yeah, you do. You put.
If-
You're like AFC
I'm
championships 5.
No, I'm saying
Five
five straight AFC championship games, bro.
Yeah, that's
No,
why
I'm
is that a
saying
reward?
by individual stat. Bro, you're twisting everything I'm saying. I'm saying as an organization, you are in the same boat as the Cowboys because you have not won a Super Bowl in a long time. So you're not entitled to nothing.
All right. My favorite story right now going around the NFL is Tommy DeVito. This dude is incredible. I love what's happening in the New York, in the Giants organization. Yeah. Like,
Okay.
out of everything going on in New York, we thought it was going to be, Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, and it turns out to be Tommy DeVito and his agent.
No, I think the Jets.
It's insane.
The Jets are still the story. And I'll tell you why.
No, but hold on. Let me finish this Tommy DeVito thing. Because this dude, have you looked at his stats? He's played 5 games. He's won 3. In those 5 games, he has like 800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. One also, not only that, did you see the throw he made last night into the corner of the end zone? It was a
He made some good
ball.
throws.
It was a ball into the corner of the end zone. He's been good enough to where when this offseason comes, I'm not going Daniel Jones is just the starter. Like, you can't, like,
It's going to be
a,
which sucks.
I don't care. It's going to be a competition for that
You
job.
trade him, man.
Who wants him, bro?
But the thing about it is like the Giants aren't going anywhere. Don't care about him. Don't care about Tommy DeVito. I mean, it's a cool, fun side story.
It's not just a cool, fun side story. I would argue that it's this year's Linsanity. It's Linsanity. It's another New York
but
insane
he's not playing for the
underdog
playoffs,
run.
He's not playing for the playoffs.
I don't know that.
Or maybe if he keeps winning, but
And I think it's also a testament to how great Brian Daboll is and how every franchise.
that's what the story really is, because that man won't give up. Because if you
Brian
think about
Daboll is.
if you think about the start of their season, I would have packed it in and said I'm getting the number 2 pick.
Yeah, Brian Daboll.
But they haven't gave up yet, and that's how you change cultures right there, is by not giving up seasons and you keep winning.
Yeah,
And then you
Brian
develop
Daboll's
somebody
awesome.
like Tommy DeVito, and he's shown you that he could possibly be
Brian
a starter.
Daboll's won with 3 QBs this year. 3 average QBs. Give this man a QB, please. And it's another testament to how you can still be good if you have an offensive-minded head coach. I still think the NFL, your head coach needs to be offensive-minded. I think it's a big deal because
Think about the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy calling plays. 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, offensive guy.
Right.
I don't know who is
The
Eagles.
Miami, Mike McDaniels.
Yeah, but
The Eagles still, yeah.
the Eagles are
offensive-minded,
offensive minded.
But then you have Bill Belichick. His offensive mind turned out to be his QB the whole time.
Steelers, Mike Tomlin struggling.
Well, he's always a 500 guy. Like, his defense gets him to the playoffs. That's basically all he
I know,
is.
but you're not winning Super Bowls right now. You're not competing. You got to have a better offense than that. I'm saying. Well, I think our point is that offensive minded coaches are ruling the NFL right now,
And I think they'll continue to.
and it's head coaches calling plays.
Which I like.
Yeah, that's changed the Cowboys' offense this year. I think that's why Dak's flourishing.
There's some clips in there. There's got to be. Man, I'm so glad to be back, guys. If you're watching this, I appreciate it. It's fun, man.
Oh, yeah, we
enjoy it.
just passed 4,000 on Instagram.
We just
So
passed
shout out to
4,000
that.
on Instagram. A video we posted a while ago has got like, let's check on it actually.
Oh, and shout
Look
out
at
to
that. It has like a like every 20 seconds.
shout out to which one is that?
That Giannis clip. We're at 4,041 now.
Shout out to Masterpiece.
Yeah, shout out Masterpiece.
We're gonna start repping his merch on here too.
Definitely, he's our G. So check him out on Instagram. Hit him up, DMs. He's
Did
a guy.
You put
He's
him
a
in
real
our
person.
bio.
I have not yet, but I
Oh,
will.
link-
It'll be in the link tree. Click the link tree. Also, shout out Polar. This is lime flavor.
Trash.
Link in bio for that
Drink
as well.
water.
That is water. That's all it is. I think.
Oh, it's like what Tate said. You drink water with bubbles.
Natural flavors. I don't even know what that means.
I need bubbles.
Should I scan it with Yuka?
It's gonna be like probably 7.
If you guys don't know what Yuka is, it's just this app where you can scan and it'll tell you if something's healthy or not. So
Hey, by the way, don't scan your pre-workouts because it ain't healthy. So if you don't want to
Yeah.
feel bad about yourself.
100 out of 100.
So why was that one water 7?
Aluminum. Because of the plastic, I actually
Yeah.
think that's why.
Yeah.
That's aluminum.
What do you think
so
they'd rate my water? 150.
100, yeah. Can't get much better than 100. All right, let's go back to the notes. We're done with Tommy DeVito, you think?
Yeah.
So I guess the only thing to talk about now is the Dolphins collapse. I mean, that was brutal, but
we stayed up and watched that game, and it was brutal. I mean, like, you're up 27-13. You got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to a team that is so bad on the road, like unbelievably bad on the road, to a rookie quarterback, and you give that up when you're chasing that 1 seed. Because I'm telling you this, if you're Miami, you got to get that 1 seed. That is something you should be aiming for. Because you're talking about the AFC and you're on the road the whole playoffs, or they'll have one home game and then they'd play on the road. Dude, you ain't coming out the AFC like that. You go into Baltimore or you go in the Chief Arrowhead, you are not winning that game. I'm sorry. So for them to lose that game and to lose that number 1 seed, because now the Ravens are 10-3 and they're 9-4. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, it's brutal. They got the Eagles. Do they have the Eagles Cowboys or 49ers Cowboys?
they have the I don't think they have the 49ers or Eagles, but I know they have the Cowboys.
I thought I saw 2 10-3 teams. Maybe they have the Ravens.
They play the Bills again.
The Ravens,
they-
is it? Is it the Yeah, it's the. I know they play the Ravens again. Look up there. We're gonna look up their remaining schedule, but it is. I think by losing that game last night, they basically forfeited the 1 seed.
It's Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Yeah, it's rough. Because to me,
ending with the Bills is rough because right now they're sitting at 7-6. They might be a game away.
Division. That's for the division probably.
I don't know. If
no, I'm
Bills
saying
can scrounge up
but I'm saying
2 wins on the Dolphins.
Maybe so though.
If they
because
win out,
remember last year the Dolphins completely collapsed at the end of the year.
Well, that's when Tua had a concussion.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that might could happen. They could lose like 3 out of 4 to end the year, and then they're 10-7, and then they're the last wild card or like mid wild card team, because the AFC wild card is deep. Like
when you look at their schedule, that's just a must win, dude.
Yeah,
it's just a must win.
Yeah, terrible loss.
And
then
I
can't believe they lost that.
That loss to the Chiefs is rough too.
Yeah,
looking back at that, which just kind of sucks. And then you lose to the Eagles. I mean, let's look at who their wins are even against.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, 70-20. Broncos actually turned out to be a pretty good team, but they caught them early.
Then they were.
Yeah. They lost to the Bills by 28.
They were the worst defense statistically in NFL history.
Then they beat the Giants, beat the Panthers, lost to the Eagles, beat the Patriots, lost to the Chiefs, beat the Raiders by 7, beat the Jets by a lot, beat the Commanders by a lot, and then lost to the Titans when you're up 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes left.
They've got to start.
It's a rough loss. It's brutal.
I think it's actually good that they're ending their season with some hard teams, because I feel like the Dolphins. I mean, I know that they're the best offensive team or whatever, but I don't think they have an identity against these good teams.
Are they due?
Like when they play these great teams, I'm not watching the Dolphins anymore. I'm watching something I haven't seen all year.
Well, so
you know what I'm saying?
Have you seen the Dolphins just get a tough win?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't scrounge up wins, bro.
Yeah, they fought for that one.
Yeah.
Like, does that happen?
No, it's like what the Dolphins do is they go 14-0 in a blink of an eye, and you're like, holy crap, we're about to lose this game, and they just score game. But when you get in the trenches with them, they don't. Soft. It's you know what it's like? It's like a team in basketball that only can score in transition. And then they go to the playoffs, and it's a half-court offense, and you're like, what the heck am I watching? It's like when they get in the trenches and they got to call every play matters, and like they got to get these big third downs. Yeah. They got to play third down football.
Yeah.
I don't trust them right now.
But so like I'm a Tua guy. I love Tua.
And their offensive line looked terrible last night.
Well, on that last drive for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm a Tua guy. I love Tua. I think that Tua I picked Tua to win MVP. So it pains me to say this, but I think the biggest testament to that loss against the Titans was that Tyreek Hill was hurt and went down in the middle of the game. I think it helped his case more so that their offense struggled that much without him than it would have if he had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. It is a big deal. It is a really big deal. He is their offense. He just is. Like
I kind of disagree because I saw a bunch of plays where Waddle was open and dude just didn't throw it to him. There was a bunch like that one. Remember the one play where he faked that throw and then took a sack in the goal line?
That's another thing.
He didn't throw it to Waddle, who's wide open, bro.
I think at least 2. I can remember one
and he
specifically.
Slipped. Remember the one he slipped?
Yeah, he slipped and they had to get a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. But then also he took one sack where he pushed him out of field goal range. He took like an 11-yard sack to get out of field goal range. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah. The game looks like it's too fast.
I think they were getting to him quick. I think the line really definitely got tired, and they definitely were too tired in that hurry-up offense with a minute and a half left. But if you would have told me out of any team in the NFL who can go score with 2 minutes, why wouldn't it be Speedster, Waddle, and Tyreek Hill? Like, you'd think that would be one of the best offenses to have, and yet they got some yards, but it was all on checkdowns to the chain. They got like 2 or 3 straight checkdowns. It kind of sucked, bro. And it's disappointing to see from an offense that explosive and that great. And everybody and I'm glad it was a close game because primetime games have sucked this year. And we actually got 2 pretty cool games last night, which is dope. But yeah, man, they got to figure something out because I mean, Mike McDaniel, he's a good coach. He's way too good of a coach to not have somewhat of a 2-minute drill game plan there, and it seemed like they were guessing. It did not seem like they walked up there with a purpose and a plan.
I think they were just flustered by Tyreek Hill being injured, but you can't just rely your whole offense on him because you still have great weapons.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
Waddle is a 1, bro. Waddle is
Hopkins
a 1.
came off like 3 times, and Will Levis drove the field twice back to back in under 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, like, basically I'm saying that it's doable.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And
it's
it
not
should have
just
been
doable
done.
when you still have another number 1 receiver.
Now,
on your
I will
roster.
give credit. If you're how they scored those touchdowns, whatever. But if you're up 27-13 with 4 minutes left, and your defense not only gives up 2 touchdowns, but to where you have a 2-minute drive, your defense is trash.
Yeah.
They folded. As Colin Cowherd said, they threw up all over themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you got to think about, like, you know, you would like to see the offense be better, but your offense has won a lot of football games for you this year, so your defense needs to step up one time. And in a night where Tyreek Hill is injured and you're not pushing the ball down the field, just get a stop.
Yeah. I also think that part of the reason, and I thought of this literally just now, but I think that part of the reason might have been because of those turnovers, like in the red zone. They were just on the field, right? They're on the field. They got a turnover. Then the Dolphins scored, and then they were right back on the. Like, I think they just were on the field a lot in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean much against like Will Levis and freaking. I mean,
you still. I mean, they could have got a field goal. They were
like Will Levis actually touched them.
Think about that. Is all they needed was a field goal too. It wasn't like they had to go down and score like a touchdown.
And then he took another sack to lose the game. That's how they lost. He took a sack. Just sucks.
If I'm like Waddle, go and like just throw it to him. He needs to treat Jalen Waddle like he treats Tyreek Hill. Like he gives Tyreek Hill chances to make plays. I feel like he's not doing that with Jalen Waddle right now. I don't know why.
I've never seen someone find ways to get open like Tyreek Hill though. Like every time I see him throw him a ball, Tyreek Hill is wide open.
Yeah.
He's like every time he's wide open.
Well, he's so fast. He finds the soft spot of the zone so well because he's so fast.
That's the thing is, if give them a good line, you can't guard. If like think about this, if he had as long to throw as like a C.J. Stroud, it would be impossible to guard.
Oh,
them.
Houston Texans line is insane.
Yeah, he has like 3.5 seconds to throw on average. He has the most time to throw in the league. Literally, I think it's the most time to throw.
It's so funny because during that draft, everybody's like, dude, Bryce is going to the great situation of the Panthers. And, Stroud's going to the Texans. We'll see how that goes. Turns out the Panthers are literally the worst NFL. Like, the Panthers.
We were wrong so much this season, though.
The Panthers look
we as
so.
In the general population.
The Panthers look so bad. It looks like a college team could beat them. And I know that obviously that can't happen, but they are. They look
like how the Browns used to look.
Yeah. Where the quarterbacks go to die.
0-16.
It's where quarterbacks go to die.
But the other thing I think is like this year we were wrong about my dad told me earlier in the year that the NFC was better than the AFC, and I laughed. But I think it might be. I think the NFC might be better than the AFC.
Really?
I'm really starting to think that.
Yeah, I remember I laughed at him too.
I've been like, nah, no, ain't no way.
The AFC is deeper.
I think the AFC has more Super Bowl contenders. But when you just look at teams that would beat the other team, like in a regular season game, I think the NFC actually might be better.
This is the thing. Super Bowl contenders within the AFC.
That's what I'm saying.
How many teams could actually go to the Super Bowl and beat
do you think
Cowboys, Eagles, or 49ers? That's the thing. So how many real contenders are there?
Do you think that the Bills could win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Could they win the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I think
so they're 7-6. In the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings are 7-6.
Yeah.
There's no shot.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by there's just more contenders. And then the other
Chiefs are 8-5.
Right, the Chiefs could win the Super Bowl. The Bills could win the Super Bowl. Miami could win the Super Bowl. Baltimore could win the Super Bowl. If Joe Flacco is Joe Flacco, what is happening with that?
He's not. They're not winning the Super Bowl.
Their defense is a Super Bowl winning defense.
Yeah.
And Joe Flacco is playing like vintage Joe Flacco. He threw for 300 yards.
Maybe he'll Nick Foles him or something.
That would be insane. That would be awesome. So if they win the Super Bowl, would it be a little far fetched and a great story? Absolutely.
But this is the thing about the NFC is I have zero doubts that the Cowboys, Eagles, or 49ers can win the Super Bowl. Zero doubts.
Do you have any doubt that
I have doubt that Buffalo could. I have doubt that Baltimore could a little bit. But I'm saying, would I be okay, let's word it like this. Would you be surprised if Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers won Super Bowl?
If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I would be shocked.
Okay, just because the name. I'm just saying, if you actually look at the makeup of their team, you wouldn't be surprised if Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers win Super Bowl. You'd be a little bit surprised if the Bills won the Super Bowl. A little bit surprised if the Ravens won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, I wouldn't be because they're the Chiefs. But I feel like the NFC is better in the regard where their top 3 teams unquestionably are great teams.
Yeah, here's the problem. So you have Detroit, leader of the NFC North. The NFC North's out. Not a single team is a contender.
Yeah.
The NFC South is out. Not a single team is a contender.
Yeah.
Their best team is Tampa Bay at 6-7. Then below that, you go to the NFC West, who obviously you have San Francisco, and then below that you have 6-7 Los Angeles Rams. Like there's just such a big drop off between those teams.
So top heavy. That's why the AFC is better.
The AFC is the SEC. The NFC is the Big Ten. Yes or no?
No, because the NFC.
Because that. Think about this. Think about it more.
Because
think
Big
about it a
Ten
little bit
doesn't
more.
win titles.
Right.
The NFC does.
Not for real.
They just won in 2021.
That's their only one over the last 5 years.
The Rams.
That's it.
And it was the Chiefs, Patriots. Wait, no. Who won in 19?
I'm telling you, it's
Who
like
won
the
in 2009? Oh, the Chiefs did. Wait, it was
Tampa Bay won. Well, that's an NFC.
Yeah. So I mean,
but
2017 it was the Eagles. That's NFC. Bro, the NFC and the AFC have been like even right now.
It's in order: Kansas City, AFC. Let's do the last 10 years.
I'll do NFC. You do AFC.
Okay. Kansas City's AFC, so that'd be me. You just said you'll do NFC.
I know. The next one's NFC though.
Oh, the Rams. Yeah. Okay. Tampa Bay, Kansas City, New England, Philadelphia, New England, Denver, New England. I'm at 6. You're at 3. And then Baltimore,
Seattle, right?
Seattle, which is NFC.
Yeah.
And then Baltimore, which is AFC. So 7.
You know, you have 6.
7
You
to 4.
accidentally counted Baltimore twice.
I put it back down and then put it back up for
So 7 to 4.
Baltimore. Oh, I did 11 years on accident. So 7 out of the last 11 are the AFC. But if you want to go to 12, it's the Giants, which would be you. And Green Bay, which would be you. New Orleans, which would be you. Pittsburgh, which would be me. And
Wow. So I mean, it's been a little bit
about 500 over the last 14.
Yeah. I still think.
All right, then. So maybe not Big Ten. Yeah. I thought I was onto something.
Big Ten is who is the Big Ten?
It's top heavy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, top heavy to that amounts to nothing. That's what the funny part is.
The problem with college football is everybody amounts to nothing except for the SEC.
Yeah.
But so.
I mean, think about that. They're like, well, the Big Ten's top heavy. Top heavy to what? What do you guys do? You don't win anything.
Top heavy to their being ranked.
Like, yeah, exactly. That's it.
And it's funny because they're ranked purely because they, like, think about this. Penn State played a bunch of other Big Ten teams that sucked, beat them, lost to the only 2 good ones, and then they're like, they're number 10.
Think about Michigan. So, Michigan never schedules off non-conference games, correct? And they haven't won in the playoff. So, they literally cannot beat a quality team outside the Big Ten. Think about that. Because at least Ohio State will play some non-conference opponents. They'll play Oregon. They'll play Notre Dame. They'll have hard non-conference schedules every single year. So I respect them for that. Michigan never does. Now, Michigan in 2024, it's either 2024 or 2025. They scheduled Texas their second game of the year.
They scheduled Bama back-to-back years and got blown out twice.
Yeah,
Remember
but
that?
they scheduled Texas the next couple years.
Oh, this season. This
Next
like in the
year.
future.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But do you remember that?
At Michigan, though.
We started the year against
but
Michigan.
Texas has some balls because Texas is in that.
19.
If you look at SEC schedules right now, you're like, what the freak?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And Texas scheduled Michigan in Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor? That's wild. That's
Texas is a beast, bro.
That's the thing, bro. But now that it's
Texas
the 12 team,
is some dogs.
Now it's a 12 team. It might take
Strength
a
of
couple
schedule
games like
might
that.
be big.
Because like
This
think about
is
this.
what you got to think about the 12 team is it's going to be a lot more equated on quality of wins. So scheduling a Michigan, you beat a Michigan in Ann Arbor in your second game, dude, that could make you go to the playoff. Even if you have 3 losses.
Think about this. If you play an easy schedule and make it to the SEC title game and lose, you could be out.
At 11-1?
No, I didn't say you're undefeated going into it. Like
if you're Bama this year,
let's say you're,
and there's a bunch of good teams and you didn't schedule anybody.
Right. We're number 8 right now.
Yeah.
So actually, that might be us.
We'd have dropped to. We'd have been in the conversation for 12 or 13.
Right. But we would have went in because we had a head-to-head against
Ole Miss, and then they would
LSU.
have said.
So it would have been us or Missouri.
Yeah.
We had better wins than Missouri, though. I don't think Missouri had a quality win, really.
They had Tennessee.
Which that's
I
another
guess.
thing. Their best one was Tennessee. Ole Miss's best win was LSU, who I believe
LSU
Missouri
beat-
lost to,
Yeah.
and they're ranked below them. It doesn't.
It's
make
because of the eye test.
sense. It's because
Missouri-
they had a closer game against Georgia. That's literally the only reason.
And because they just look better. Because that Ole Miss game, I cannot. If you watch the Ole Miss Georgia game, that was brutal.
All right, we're gonna end with some NBA. Cam wants to talk about the in-season tournament.
Dude, I love the Lakers, and if you watch this podcast, you know I love LeBron, but them celebrating like they just won the NBA Finals was very cringe. When they were doing the trophy presentation and LeBron got the MVP and he was like, yo, like he just won the Finals MVP, I was like, dog, like, y'all should act like you've been here before. Just be like chilling. But I get why they did it because, you know, they want to make the in-season tournament like it actually means something. It doesn't mean jack. It means nothing. Nobody cares about that. It's not going to add to your legacy. Nobody's going to look back and be like, well, this guy won 3 in-season tournaments. So that's going to put him over the edge.
True. But I will say this.
We want to win finals championships. So bring that energy that in the Denver series that you didn't have. Bring that same energy in the in-season tournament into the finals.
I will say this, though. I will say this. This is how the in-season tournament helps LeBron. When you look at every graphic that any Jordan fan makes, and they're like, look at all of Jordan trophies compared to LeBron's.
It just adds another one.
They add all-star MVPs, and they put slam dunk champs trophies in that.
So in-season tournament.
So throw the in-season tournament MVP and in-season, because this is ridiculous,
but
bro.
those are casuals.
Just add some trophies to the graphics. That's all it's for, really.
Yeah, but
Chilling with that?
yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's do that. All right, let's get out of here.
All right,
guys, it's been fun. That's all for Good Point Bro Podcast, episode 74. That's 74. As you guys know, my name's Kane. This is my little bro Cam.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, baby. Check out Masterpiece in the link tree. It'll be there after the episode. We appreciate you guys. We're glad to be back, and hopefully we'll have another one out for you guys next week. We'll try to go back to week to week.
All right. Later, taters.
See y'all.
We got into the Cowboys one. I was like, actually, like, getting into that one.
I know I can tell when you just